Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're having a great day. For those of you who've had the opportunity to watch my previous video, my name is Megan, and I've recently started the IRONMANU coaching certification program. And I thought daily I'll put together a quick video to give you some of my impressions and thoughts about the course so far, because I know this is the first course of its kind, the first time it's being run. And from my previous video, and if you haven't had a chance to look at that yet, I'll put the link to the first video in the description box below. I give you my insights into my first impressions. Well, I'm happy to share with you today that I started the course and I have completed the first module. And for those of you who are just starting the course or in it like I am, you probably know there are 11 modules, a 2-part assessment, and then if you're successful in passing the assessment, you can become an Ironman certified IRONMANU course coach. And that's really what I'm aiming for in this, ultimately, within this journey of taking on this course. So today I'm not going to go through why I'm in the course, what my first impressions are about the course. I'm really going to dive into the first module and give you my 3 key takeaways so that it can excite you about potentially joining the course as well. Or if you're out there and you're enrolled, I'm interested to know if you're feeling the same way. So ultimately, there's really 3 things that so far in this first module around the Ironman coaching philosophy that have really impressed me. So 1, the quality of the e-learning modules is outstanding. I've never seen anything like it, and I come from an industry where there's quite a lot of e-learning modules that happen from a corporate perspective, so I'm extremely impressed at the quality of the e-learning programs, and I'll dive a bit more into that in a couple of minutes. 2, I really love learning about the Ironman theory. So not only about how Ironman defines coaching philosophy, but ultimately how they define the responsibilities of an Ironman coach, how they focus around athlete-centered coaching, and ultimately they help us develop our own coaching philosophy. And that really leads me to my 3rd point, which is what I've loved about the first module, is that it's really about application. Not only theoretically, based on some athlete profiles, but actually there was a point in the 4th chapter of Module 1 where I could input and start to build my own coaching profile, and I love that. So let me take a step back and just give you a few more sentiments around the quality of the modules, the introduction to the Ironman coaching theory, and ultimately about the applicability that's offered through these modules. But before I get started, I just want to take a minute and say I've never had so many thoughts over the past couple of days about myself and what I want to do in the future and my role as a coach and where I want to take that. And even though that's not part of the module, you might be thinking that yourself. And honestly, the time to take the modules and think about the modules is really ultimately raising a lot of questions in my own mind about who I am as a coach, what I value as becoming an Ironman certified coach here, what type of athletes would I like to work with. I really like that part of self-discovery because even though I've always thought about it in the back of my mind, because I'm applying the theory and learning more about the recommended IRONMANU coaching philosophy, it's really challenging me to think about myself. And maybe it's not so easy for everyone to think about themselves and what they want to do and where they want to be. But that's almost the side benefit of the program, is the focused effort and time to think about myself. So even though that's not one of my key 3 takeaways today, I thought I'd share that with you as one of the things that's really been exciting, a bit of self-discovery for myself as a coach moving forward. So going to my first point, what's really impressed me is the high quality, the mix of media, and the interactivity within the actual e-learning module. So I'm sure we've all been through the e-learning module at work that you've had to complete and you simply click through the system. Come on, we've all been there. This isn't like that. What I've loved about each and every chapter is the mix of media. So everything from voiceover, reading, video, I call it talking heads. So when you have some insight from the master coaches, and then also some interactivity, so mix and match, manipulating pie charts to get a sense of where you'll focus in or what's important to you as a coach or how much time you think you need to spend on one of the 5 pillars of the coaching philosophy. So that's quite interesting. So honestly, I'm coming back to what I said yesterday. but value for money in terms of the quality of the e-learning module is super impressive. So secondly, I wanted to give you some insight into the Ironman theory. Now, I'm not going to share it on this vlog because I don't think that's fair to Ironman, and that you should really sign up for the course to learn more about. But what I will say is the Ironman theory is simple, and not simple, it's not basic, but it really resonates when you're starting to build your own coaching philosophy. It really sets the fundamentals about what that theoretical coaching approach and the athlete-centric model and the philosophy and the 5 pillars that Ironman support. Excuse me, my nose is a bit itchy. So I'm not going to give it away more than that, but here's what you need to know. The theory is not heavy. You don't feel like you're reading screen on screen on screen about theory. It's very applicable. It makes sense, but it gives you a good framework to which you can start to use in your coaching moving forward. So big check mark there for me as well. So far so good, Ironman U, 2 check marks. Third check mark really comes to ultimately the application of the knowledge. So this isn't an e-learning module where, yes, it's great, there's lots of videos, you're engaged, you get through it. As part of the module, you start to complete various exercises that ultimately will help you build your coaching profile. So a big plus about the Ironman U course is you have access to the athlete matching program. And for those of you who don't know what the athlete matching program is, in brief synopsis, correct me if I'm wrong, is when you become a certified Ironman U coach, you will have access to the athlete matching program. That will allow you, based on your coaching profile, to match with athletes who are looking to have a coach who have similar philosophies and beliefs and are looking to develop elements of themselves in an athlete with a coach who will help them deliver that. So the application, even in Module 1, is super impressive. So if application couldn't even get better, you're introduced to a few athletes, fictional athletes, that I'm sure we'll see throughout the course, and that adds a bit of fun. And honestly, there are a few athletes, and I've already renamed them to some people that I know in my life, so that's really helping bring it alive. But overall, super impressed with the course so far. Honestly, there's no criticism. There's one teeny criticism I would say is that the course recommends that you download and print off a lot of the tools and the chapters so that you can reference them as you're moving forward. I haven't printed off anything yet. I've printed off a few key theory pieces, but I think I'll stick to that and then having everything accessed either on my iPad or my MacBook if I need to move forward in it. So, they recommend you definitely print and download, but I'll be honest and say I've downloaded everything, but I've maybe printed off one piece of paper. So if that's a major criticism, I think we're okay. So I'm going to kickstart Module 2 this afternoon, and I'm hoping that this daily vlog is giving you some insight into the course. And honestly, if you're thinking about the course, you should do it. If you're in it, I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. And moving forward, I'll continue to give you my key insights. But if you're interested in hearing what else I have to say, please subscribe to my channel. And also, if you like this, give it a thumbs up. If it doesn't hit the mark, I'm also comfortable with a thumbs down. So let me know and we'll be in touch. Here's moving on to Module 2. #BestDayEver.